Hello everyone. On my walk yesterday, a bus drove past and it had an advertisement for KFC chips for $2. Why, after 20 months, is the government still allowing advertisements like this to take place? When are we going to be able to have a healthy debate with the Australian government, with the Australian Health Minister, on how to start educating people to take responsibility for their mind and body, their health? Now, we are getting sicker as a society. It is a fact as the years go on, which tells me our systems aren't working. We need a change. I went to a shop yesterday here in my local area, and she had the door locked. She come out with a face mask on, and she said to me, "You know, there's a case down here now." And fear was all over her face. You know, her presence was, her energy was beaming fear. And it is, for me, so important to educate people in how detrimental fear is to our entire physiology. I started studying it quite a few years ago, and I can tell you it is worse than ever now. Yes, there is healthy fear. Okay, there's intuitive fear, and actually stress and anxiety overlaps very well with what I'm about to say. And on the short term, like I've spoken about on my site, it's great for our health, but chronically, it is just detrimental. It affects our nervous system, every organ in our body, visually first off, and it's our perception. Fear is our perception, what we see on our phones, okay, what we see in society. And it affects the brain first off, our hypothalamus, our amygdala. It transmutes via neurons along the vagus nerve, allows adrenaline to come out, cortisol on the long term, and our heart beats faster. It puts our breath into a state of hyperventilation. It causes oxygen deprivation within our cells. Okay, you can Google the Bohr effect. And it is the reason why we have autoimmune diseases, neurological, and cancer. So if you ask me, fear and chronic disease is the pandemic. My apologies, I received a phone call and had some lunch. So, back to fear. It influences our nervous system, our cardiovascular, respiratory systems, and our immune response. Now, on the short term, this acute stress response is beneficial to viruses and bacteria. Okay, you just think Wim Hof breath work and ice baths, but on the long term, the adrenaline response moves into a cortisol release, and this is when we start to see immune compromised situations. So being in fear or facing life scared, worried, anxious all the time is weakening our immune systems and allowing us to get more sick and more viruses to come in. And this is quite, it's very basic physiology. And you know, the WHO, they all know about this. The WHO used to have a quote on their website, and it stated, "Stress is the epidemic of the 21st century." They took that down around the time that COVID hit. So, what is a key factor when it comes to colds and flus and viruses? It is a healthy, strong immune response. What we need to be studying is how to create a healthy immune response. Taking responsibility, again, for our own health. We become independent, self-reliant. We become peaceful and loving within. And you're probably asking, how can I do this, Leah? What are the things that create a weak immune system? Sugar, alcohol, not moving, isolation, and fear. So can we start educating people through advertisements, via the government websites, through education systems, on how to live a healthier lifestyle and naturally? There are plenty of science-based practices, protocols with papers out there that enhance our immune response. A few tools that you can use on the short term, which will help you integrate your fear, right? Because we never get rid of fear. We integrate it, we build resilience to it, we become familiar with it. It's obviously the breath work and the ice baths, living life in less fear and having more courage and bravery. You have to work for it, okay? But there's very simple tools, and you know, one of those tools is just taking time and asking yourself what you are afraid of, and dig deep. In regards to the ice baths, you get to stand there before you go into it, and you get to observe yourself, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your sensations. You become the observer of yourself. Now, you also need to watch your language. You can start to, when you read words like virus, change that into cold or flu. Every time you see the word or hear the word virus, change it into flu. How we think up here creates a cascade of emotions and feelings down here, and vice versa. Having a heightened state of cognition all the time, it's changing blood flow to the brain. Having a healthy stress response is a sign of a healthy physiology and paramount for moving, through life. Study, investigate, dig deep into what your fears are. You might need to study death. Again, you might need to start taking your health into your own hands. But who would you be if you did not have a high level of fear or stress? Where would you be? Learn about yourself. Learn about your physiology. Educate yourself. Investigate. Put yourself in fearful but, safe situations where you get to do this. Tape your mouth at night if you're a mouth breather. This one is a life changer, especially for snorers. You will wake up with more energy, you won't be dehydrated, and you won't be feeling like you've been running from a bear all night. So you get to start the day with a balanced nervous system. So to summarize, it would be great to see the government passing on healthy ways to improve our immune system and to lessen the fear-mongering. And finally, let's learn from this situation. Okay, what can we change? How great would it be if we were teaching our kids basic, simple, how to human strategies, everything by how their mind and body works, how to take control of their nervous system, the importance of sleep, the importance of less screen time, the importance of healthy food. You know, where would we be in 5, 10, 15, 20 years' time if our kids had these tools?